it's MK and I am back with another Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. This is the sketch that we will be playing with today. I have a couple elements that I am trying to use up. This one is 49 and Market die cut pieces that I just barely have hardly anything. I did remove some of those leaves and things and already inked them all up. So they are right here. Those leaves, they are very large, you guys, so I am planning on cutting them up and using them in various places. I also have this Great Escape, Simple Vintage Great Escape from Simple Stories. A few bits and pieces left from this sheet as well. I have those gears. Oh, don't forget that don't forget, oh my god. I have these leaves that are acetate. They are printed on acetate, so they are rather shiny. But not completely see-through. So I have those that I'm going to try to use up too. And then I have these gears that I tried to use on another project, I think 1 or 2 days ago. I cannot remember. They were just too thick. So I think they're going to work better on this project. And I plan on using these two sprays. This is Distress Mica Spray in Antiqued Bronze. And then I have this Glimmer Mist, which I didn't realize had a name until I flipped it over and realized, oh yes, it's Red Ruby. But when you spray it and it soaks into the wood, it's not as red as you think it is. So I also have some I think it's a ground espresso in distress ink. Sorry, went too fast. There are my photos. And then I was playing around and cut out this chipboard piece. I was having a hard time actually getting it out of the chipboard piece. So it's kind of, dinged up and damaged in a few places, but I'm still going to try to use it. And then I have this paper here that I just took some gesso. I was trying to create a white wood effect because I didn't have any. So I just took gesso and scraped it with a credit card that I couldn't find to show you guys what it was that I used. Then I have this damask paper that is actually from a Halloween stack, but it is just craft paper with a black print on it. And I thought, oh, that's perfect. I will use that. And then I pulled out a piece of black cardstock to map my photos with. So here is that ruby red or red berry Glimmer Mist, Red Ruby, that I'm going to spray on first. And then while it is still wet, before it soaks all the way into the wood, I'm going to put on my Antiqued Bronze Mica Mist and spray it in a few spots and then let it mix with that Red Ruby. And that way I can get kind of like a rust color is what I was looking for. I didn't want just bronze or copper or anything. I wanted really rusty and old looking things. And then I'm going to take my pipes and do the exact same thing with my pipes. However, my pipes were made out of chipboard, so it soaked up the Red Ruby really super fast. So after I sprayed the bronze, I had to go back and spray very lightly with the Red Ruby. So it kind of still, had a little bit of a different effect, which it's definitely a different effect. All right, then I'm going to take my blender brush, which actually this one's just a blending tool. It's a distress tool, I think is what it's called. And at first I was like, oh my gosh, what on earth am I thinking? It's going to take forever. So I'm going to go and really quickly get my blender brush because that is definitely the way to go when you are trying to do a large surface. I don't recommend using the blender brushes when you're trying to do something of this magnitude because my hand hurt just doing the 12 inches. So I couldn't tell you, but I did go ahead and inked on top. Now remember, this is all gesso, so it is not going to soak in when I splatter water on it. And then I'm going to quickly pick it up with my paper towel, and I get this really cool painted effect, like it was painted at one point in time and scraped off and came off, and I just absolutely loved it. Didn't really have a clue what I was going to do with it, but for the second page of my 2-pager, it's actually going to be a 6x8, and that is going to house my panoramic that I just printed on a 4x6, and whatever length it was is how tall it is because it's a panoramic picture or view that I took. And this is me standing on Main Street. right at the corner of the market. There's like a general store, I guess I should say. And next to the general store are these gas pumps. And I could take an entire picture of Main Street basically from this view. And so I just went ahead and quickly did a panoramic of Bodie. And that way I had some sort of feeling of it, if that makes any sense. And so I thought, well, if it comes out, it comes out. If it doesn't, oh well, I've got tons of photos of Bodie. And I thought it would be absolutely perfect to include this photo as my other page, as my second page, because it is from the gas stations, and the old truck all the way over to the other side of Main Street. So it's just one long strip of the street. And the streets do have names out at Bodie, by the way. It's actually kind of cool because when you purchase the little guidebook, it tells you guys, okay, go down Green Street, go down Main Street, go down, I think it's Foundry Street. And that's where you'll stay, like on track of whose house is what, because some of the pillars that have the numbers on it, have gone missing or have gotten, damaged over the years. So anyways, but that's all this is. My son really enjoyed, my youngest son, Isaac, really enjoyed this old 1920s pickup truck. And so he was pretty fascinated about it. And so I got a couple pictures of my kiddos in front of it. And then he's reading the sign to make sure that he understands what it is. And then, of course, he wanted a picture by himself, and his sister loves being in the picture with him. So he's kind of telling her to go away. In the second photo. Such is life, you guys. I'm just going to take them as they go. And of course, without breaking her heart and telling her she can't be in the picture, I just took it for what it was. And I love photos that are not picture perfect, you guys. Those are my favorite photos when my kids aren't looking or when they're just being them. Those are my favorite photos rather than everything's always posed. So that is one of the things that I just love scrapbooking about, is you can see the personalities that people have by catching them when they're not, posing for the camera. So anyways, just saying that, made sure that everything was dry. I went through the die cuts to pick out, the 3 things I wanted out of the whole thing. I swear a die cut pack lasts me forever, you guys. But I picked out this envelope that was already torn on one edge. I wanted the other edge torn too because it was a little bit too tall. But I wanted to mask my photo and my panoramic photo. Now, basically, what I did with the sketch is I flipped it. I'm putting my large Pac-Man looking circle on to my right side, and then my 4 photos on the left side, because that is how it is in my album. So I just flipped the layout. And what's representing Pac-Man is my pipes. So my pipes are going to be my large circle, and then my panoramic photo are going to be the 2 pie pieces that Pac-Man's trying to eat. But it wasn't large enough. My panoramic photo just didn't seem like it was taking up enough footprint, like it should have. So I added that torn printed envelope from the die cut pack, and then I'm going to add a few more things around it to kind of bulk it up a little bit. But I wanted to make sure that I got the pipes down first, because the pipes, even though they are chipboard, they are going to add a little bit of dimension, and then I will have to put a little bit more dimension behind my panoramic picture. So, and I know you guys can't really see it to see exactly what it is, but you can see the pickup next to the pump. Actually, there's a house, which I'm going to kind of sort of cut off because I want this photo to be off the edge, and it not be like square on, because it is 6 inches wide. And so it would have been all the way across the entire 6x8 page. And I didn't want that. I wanted a little bit of it hanging off, and not touching the other edge, if that makes sense. So then I'm also going to take one of the acetate leaves. I actually just loved how green these acetate leaves were, and the other leaves seemed kind of on the dull side. So I'm definitely going to finish off all of these acetate leaves. They are the last ones that I have in, I should say, this package, because I found out that I purchased 2 of them. What on earth was I thinking? But I was probably thinking, oh, yay, greenery. But when I received it, I didn't realize it was like 12 inches big. I had no clue that this greenery was as big as it was you know, when I first bought it. And so, yes, but I ended up, yeah, I found another package, you guys. So, oh my gosh, I need to use my stuff, seriously. But anyways, inked the edges of this little tab that I'm putting here. I'm going to just put a small little word, like banner. I don't know what those are called. A small little word banner above. No title on this one because I don't think that all of my Bodhi photos need a title. Per se, unless it is specific or I want to remember it like it's part of the journaling. I will create a title that, you know, looks like it's for the journaling, or I don't have a whole lot of journaling, so the title will be what the photos are of, type of deal. So for this one here, it's just going to be a small little title. I don't know exactly what it says. Yeah, I have no idea, but I'll show it to you in the close-ups. There it is. I think it's Wander the World or something like that. Yeah, it's from a travel Great Escape sticker book, so, or sticker sheet. All right, so these photos down at the bottom are 4x6. After I matted them back up, I did rough up the edges using my distress little tool that I have, and that did make it just a hair smaller than 6x4. But they still go all the way across the page, which I'm okay with. I do like the break that it does have. And when the 6x8 page goes into the album, not planned, the panoramic is at the exact same height as the bottom photo here. So I think it looks like perfect. It's like cohesive, the way that it all fell together without it being planned. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut up what I thought was the brightest leaves in the bunch. So I have one more acetate leaf that I'm going to cut up, but I'm going to mingle it with a paper leaf so that way they are looking like they're, you know, meant to be, they're meshed together type of deal. I actually kind of like the dullness of the green because that's how this town was. It definitely looked like Nevada, even though I'm on the California side. That is exactly what Nevada looks like. There is no bright green in Nevada. It's all like that sagey, dull green. So anyways, I'm going to take the pipes that I had cut off of the larger piece from the other side and just scatter them throughout and inside my leaves. Now, why did I pick pipes to represent these photos is because if you look at the picture of the gas pumps, they removed the hosing but left all the pipes that the hoses were screwed onto. And so I thought, oh my gosh, that would be absolutely perfect to, you know, play with these pipes a little bit and see if I like them and whatnot. Well, of course I like them. You know, I just, anything like that I love. But I liked how on this side particularly, there was only a few pipes sticking out here and there because they definitely represented the gas pumps because that piping was definitely sticking out, and depending on the angle that you looked at it, you could see them clearly, if that makes any sense. So in a couple of these photos, you can't really make them out unless you get up close and personal to the photos, but walking around the pumps, and actually my kids didn't even know what those were, except for the fact that the truck was parked next to it. They look like those gas heaters that people put on their patios to warm it up on a cold night so people can still enjoy the outdoors. That's exactly what my kids thought they were, and I was like, wow, that's pretty ingenious, but that's not what they are. But it does look exactly like them. So I was pretty impressed that they even came up with that. So I'm just sticking some tags and some little bits that were blue because I wanted to represent the truck, but I definitely did not want that bright blue color. So I picked out a bunch of blue stickers from my Great Escape sticker book, or sticker sheet, I should say, just to scatter them in throughout the leaves and whatnot. I've got one on my 6x8 side and two on this side over here. And then I'm going to take some of the gears, which I almost didn't do. Again, I almost left them off, but I thought, you know, it would be kind of cool if I had just a few gears sticking out from the leaves and whatnot. And then of course I'm going to go back to the 6x8 photo and add some gears there because I didn't think I was going to, but it's kind of like my signature. I think I need to. You guys, like, I can come up with an excuse to use gears on anything. I absolutely love gears. But that is how it's going to look. See how the bottom of the photos lined up? It was a quick glance, but yes. And here are the close-ups. Another long video for you guys today. I do apologize, but I really didn't want to leave a whole lot out, so that way you guys could see kind of how it came together. I absolutely love my faux wood gesso paper. I don't really know how to say it, but yeah, I just took gesso and a credit card and scraped it across, and whatever I got was the look it gave me, and I felt like it was the look of washed out wood, whitewashed wood. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to check out everyone else that is playing along with Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. If you guys are interested in checking out all the sketches and seeing all the different takes on these sketches, be sure to check out the Facebook group as well. It is also called 30 Days of Sketches. Christy's Beautiful Life is first. Sorry, I forgot about that. And yeah, I will check y'all tomorrow. Bye.